So some have speculated that this is the great Hayao Miyazaki's final film. I went into this film emotional because of this. Like, it hadn't even started yet and I was already like, no. The Wind Rises is directed by Hayao Miyazaki, who, if you don't know, is pretty much the Steven Spielberg of Japan, the Christopher Nolan of Japan, the Alfred Hitchcock of animation. However you want to look at him, this guy is, in my opinion, the greatest living director of animation. Not just in Japan, in the entire world. This guy is a genius. If you haven't seen films like My Neighbor Totoro, or Spirited Away, or Princess Mononoke, this guy knows how to make an incredible animated film. And he's made countless films filled with wonderment and awe. Films like Howl's Moving Castle, or The Castle in the Sky, or Kiki's Delivery Service. This guy knows what he's doing. And The Wind Rises is just another notch in his belt. This is a much more realistic film than what he generally does. Most of his films are usually very fantastical. This one is very realistic. It's about a guy ever since youth who has dreamed of building airplanes. That's all he thinks about. The film opens with him as a child and we see him dreaming and envisioning these grand creations that he wants to be a part of. And then later it cuts to him being an adult. He's in a university. He's learning how to do all of these things. He's looking at everything in a different way. He'll look at a fish bone and see the curve of a fish bone and then immediately think, wow, this should be involved in some way in my design for an airplane. And that's one of the things this film captures perfectly, in my opinion. That is, when you are a child and as you grow older, maintaining a dream, having that dream, and always envisioning it as you go about your daily life. You see your dream in other things. Like, I can tell you that's true because ever since I was a kid, I have always wanted to be involved in movies or filmmaking in some way, shape, or form. When I look at things sometimes, I do actually see it in like a 16:9 frame. I can't turn that part of me off, and that is the artistic standpoint of this main character. When he looks at things, he sees how things could be included in the making and designing of an aircraft. And that is why this film perfectly captures the awe and wonderment of the vision of a child and then the later vision of an adult trying to maintain this dream that he's had his entire life. There's a romance in the film that I thought was beautifully handled, extremely sweet, and also very realistic, especially for its time period, because this takes place during World War II, and there's always that air over these characters' heads of, am I creating planes or things that are going to be used in war? And most of these characters, they just want to build planes because they're so into that, and they really want to be part of that. They're not actually thinking about any type of political agenda. And that's why this movie doesn't come off that way either. This movie never goes, yay America, or yay Japan. It never has any type of political thoughts to give us as an audience. It is purely telling us a beautiful story of someone who has a dream, and it shows the awe and wonderment of being able to maintain and harness that dream, along with a very beautiful romance. It goes without saying the artwork in this film is magnificent. I think this is one of his best films. It is such a joy to see an animated film for adults that kids can also enjoy, but this is mainly for adults to enjoy because this is very realistic. It has some disturbing images in there and some images of war that would definitely stick with you if you were a kid. I think this film is a beautiful work of art. If it is his last film, I am deeply saddened by that, but I do think it is a good film to go out on. It is a masterpiece of animation in my opinion. I'm going to give The Wind Rises an A. Simply because there's just a little bit of pacing issues in there where a couple scenes felt like they didn't actually have to be there, that could have been removed, that could have made the film a little bit more tight. Guys, if you're a fan of animation or anime or even just good filmmaking, check out The Wind Rises. It expanded this weekend. I strongly suggest it. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.